हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं क्लास 6 की सोशल साइंस। ठीक है। सोशल साइंस क्यों? क्योंकि पॉलिटी स्टार्ट करती है। पॉलिटी 6 क्लास में सोशल साइंस के नाम से जानी जाती है, मतलब इसी में कवर हो जाती है इसलिए। तो इसमें क्या है? सोशल साइंस। थीम ए, इंडिया एंड द वर्ल्ड, लैंड एंड पीपल। इसमें हम 3 चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे: लैंड फॉर्म्स एंड लाइफ, ओशियंस एंड कॉन्टिनेंट्स, लोकेटिंग प्लेस ऑन द अर्थ। इसके बाद थीम बी, टेपेस्ट्री ऑफ द पास्ट, टाइमलाइन एंड सोर्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री, इंडिया दैट इज भारत, द बिगनिंग ऑफ इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन। वैसे तो इतना पॉलिटी का हिस्सा हो जाएगा खाली। फिर आ जाते हैं थीम सी, अवर कल्चरल हेरिटेज एंड नॉलेज ट्रेडिशंस, इंडियन कल्चरल रूट्स, यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी और मैनी इन द वन। थीम डी, गवर्नेंस एंड डेमोक्रेसी, लोकल गवर्नमेंट इन अर्बन एरियाज, लोकल गवर्नमेंट इन रूरल एरियाज, गवर्नेंस, फैमिली एंड कम्युनिटी। थीम ई, द वैल्यू ऑफ वर्क, इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज अराउंड अस। ठीक है। तो ये पूरा स्टार्ट करेंगे अब हम चैप्टर नंबर 1। ये जो भी है, जैसे बच्चों को पढ़ाया जाता है, ये पहाड़, नदी और एक घर, यहाँ पे एक सूरज और निकल जाएगा ऐसे करके, वो हंस देगा बस। यहाँ से झरना बहेगा जो कि यहाँ पर आके बहेगा। ठीक है। सूरज है पीले कलर का, ऐसे करके इसकी रोशनी बिखरेगी। और यहाँ पे पानी, पानी किस कलर का होता है? ये रहा नीला कलर। ये पानी आ रहा है, पानी आ गया। ठीक है। इसमें ऑब्जर्व क्या करना है? लेट्स एक्सप्लोर। ऑब्जर्व द पिक्चर अबव, व्हाट डू यू नोटिस, वेयर डज द वाटर इन द लेक कम फ्रॉम। वैसे तो मैंने यहाँ से बना दिया, लेकिन पहले कहीं से आ रहा है। हु मेड द रोड एंड वाई, रोड किसने बनाई है और क्यों बनाई है? ये गड्ढा भी है, बीजेपी ने जरूर बनाई है ये। What could be the activities of people living in the small house? What could be their history, their future? Write down your answers and discuss them with your classmates. Now looking at the picture of on the facing page, what questions come to your mind? Write them down. How do you purpose to find answer to the question related to these two image? इस इमेज से क्या ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं वो अपने पेपर पे लिखना, अगर ज़रूरी तुम्हें लगे तो। How are our questions of the relevant to social science? We live in the 21st century. If you do not know what this figure really means, you will soon learn about it. Everyone agrees that it is a particularly challenging time for humanity. On the one hand, there is rapid progress in technology which is changing our lives in many ways. On the other hand, the world is witnessing multiple wars, armed conflicts, and rising social tensions, and our planet's natural environment is under great stress. We live in an age of great possibilities but also great challenges. The world over, more and more people wonder, how do we solve the problems facing humanity? How can our societies learn to live in peace and harmony? How can we protect this beautiful earth which we all share and protect it not only for ourselves but also for all the species that live on it? These fundamental questions are simple, but the answers are not. They cannot be simple because human societies are very diverse and complex. If we wish to find answers to such questions and help build a better future, we first need to understand our world and human societies in particular. That is what social science is all about. You may wonder whether this is a science like, say, physics or chemistry. It is not. The discipline does use scientific methods wherever possible. You will see a few examples in this textbook, but its focus human society is again to diverse to follow the kind of set procedures and fixed results the sciences come up with. Social science has many sub-disciplines: geography, history, political science, economies, sociology, anthropology, archaeology, psychology, and a few more. You need not feel intimidated by all these terms. While you will study some of these subdisciplines in the secondary stage, in the middle stage, we have avoided this classification. Instead, we have opted for five board themes. Let us briefly look at them. Theme number A: India and the world, land and the people. The first theme includes the basics of the geographical world around us, some of the main features of our planet, and the why to and the way to represent them on a map. Why is this theme important? When today we can get excellent maps on our mobile phones, because it deals with much more than maps. It also asks how geographical features, oceans, mountains, rivers, etc., have shaped entire civilizations throughout their histories. It is also in India's case about how its natural setting has contributed to giving these ancient civilizations a unique identity. Theme B: Tapestry of the past. A tapestry is a large piece of canvas like cloth, usually kept as well as a wall hanging with pictures and design on it, sometimes a historical narrative. Our tapestry is where we will painting scenes from the past, beginning with India's past. But why should we be at all concerned with the past? Because it is the key to understanding the present, and the chapters in this theme will often make this connection clear. The past is a major source for our identities. It helps us understand who we are and where we come from. The past is still with us, in other words, and since history is unfortunately not all about happy developments, it is useful to understand where people, governments, or rulers went to wrong and why. Only then can we hope to avoid repeating those errors. Theme C: Our cultural heritage and knowledge traditions. It has often been said that India has a rich and ancient cultural. True, but what are its main characteristics, its guiding principles? How has it manifested itself in India's history, and how can it help us to deal with issues of our times? These are some of the questions that this theme is exploring, with the objective that every student should understand some of the cultural foundations of our civilization and learn to appreciate their value. Theme D: Governance and Democracy. Citizens of any country should know how their political system functions. India, as the world's largest democracy, has an elaborate system working at different levels. What are its chief characteristics and components? How do the citizens participate in the overall governance? What are their rights and also their duties or dharma? Are there different systems in other countries, and if so, of what type? How are different countries supposed to interact? By studying this theme, we can become more responsible citizens, understand how the organs of the government function, and learn to have a say in the policy that affect us all, whether locally or nationally. Theme E: Economic life around us. No family can be happy without the essentials of daily living, at least food, clothing, shelter, access to water in a first stage. In a second, livelihood for adults and access to education for the younger ones. Similarly, no country can develop harmoniously without a sound economy. But how does an economy work, especially in a huge country like India? What exactly is money? Where does it come from? How can it be increased? What economic activities can people engage themselves in? How are natural and human resources best managed? This theme will lay down some of the important concepts and practices that will enable us to answer these questions. You will notice that there are many questions in the preceding paragraphs. This is as it should be. Social science is also about the art of asking the right questions. Only then can we start looking for the right answers. This also explains the presence of big questions at the start of each chapter in this book. You may also be intrigued to find a game of chess and some ancient Tamil poetry in chapters that apparently deal with geography. A discussion on the use of the sari in chapter on cultural heritage, the concept of seva and the mention of festivals in chapters focusing on economics. This is deliberate. We believe in bringing elements from diverse fields together. You will learn later that this is called multidisciplinarity. This enriches our perspective indeed. Life constantly mixes numerous elements together, so why should we not? By now, it should be clear that although social science makes constant use of the past, it seeks to make sense of the present so as to help us prepare a better future. It is an exploration and an adventure. Chapter number 1: Locating Places on the Earth. The globe of the Earth stands in space made up of water, earth, fire, and air is spherical. It is surrounded by all creatures, terrestrials as well as aquatic. किसने कहा था ये? आर्यभट्ट ने. The big question is, what is a map and how do we use it? What are its main components? What are coordinates? How can latitude and longitude be used to mark any location on the earth? How are local time on and standard time related to longitude? अब ये जो चैप्टर है इसको करेंगे हम कल स्टार्ट, ठीक है यहाँ से.